Go ahead,
All
Janet.
right, let's get started. Okay, great. Good morning. My name is Janet Ng, hearing officer for San Francisco Public Works. Nathan Rodas is the clerk of this hearing. This hearing is being recorded via Zoom and will be available afterward through a link on the San Francisco Public Works website at sfpublicworks.org. As this is a virtual hearing, there is no sign-in sheet, so if you would like to receive information about the results of this hearing, please send me an email, or please send an email to the email address listed on the hearing notice. This public hearing is being held to consider two items. Citation number 2984915 to consider an appeal on an administrative citation issued for 602 Mason Street, and citation number 2980034 to consider an appeal on an administration citation issued for 55 Potrero Avenue. So my job as the hearing officer is to gather the facts for the hearing item, listen to your testimony, and make determinations. Once I've made my determination, the department will notify you of them if you have provided contact information. This hearing will proceed as follows for the two cases. I will ask Public Works staff to speak first and present the case. Then I will allow the property owner or appellant to speak. Then any member of the public or witness who wants to speak. All testimony will be under oath, which the clerk will administer. Each speaker will have up to 3 minutes to speak. The clerk will monitor the time for all speakers and will indicate when the speaker has 30 seconds left. If you are a party to this proceeding, I will call on you to speak. If you would like to use visual materials in your presentation, please let me know before you speak. You will then have the standard 3 minutes to provide your comments. If you are a member of the public or witness who wants to speak, wait for me to call public comments. Then use Zoom's raise your hand feature if you're on a computer to put yourself in the queue to speak. If you are dialing in on your phone, dial *9 to indicate you're raising your hand. When it's your turn to speak, I will recognize you. If on your phone and you're muted, press *6 to unmute yourself. If you would like to use visual materials in your presentation, please let me know before you speak. You will then have the standard 3 minutes to provide your comments. Comments and questions should be addressed to me and not to the department or to the appellant. If you cannot finish your comments within the allotted time, you may submit written testimony to me by the end of this hearing. If I feel that questions are warranted, I will ask questions. After all comments are completed, I will close the item. So with that, let's go ahead and start with citation number 2984915. So before Public Works presents the case, the clerk will ask the members of the public that wish to speak on this case, including the property owner or appellant, to indicate they plan to participate, so they may be sworn in.
Good morning, Mr. Blatis. Yes.
Yes, I'm here.
And for the other attendees, is there anyone else that will be speaking on this item? Please raise your hand now. I don't see any hand. Okay. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give today is the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes,
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead, Alicia.
Hi, my name is Alicia Witt, and I am representing San Francisco Public Works. This is a hardship hearing for property 602 Mason Street. Service request number 2984915. Block is 0284, lot 012. And I'm going to start. Niall, are you available to show the history for this property?
Yes, hold on. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so starting this hearing, I want to basically go over with the amount of times that the property has been posted a notice of violation. Starting in 2008, one NOV was posted. 2014, another NOV was posted. 2015, two were posted. 2017, we have one NOV posted. 2019, one NOV that was posted and turned into a blight notice. 2024, we had one NOV posted, and 2025, the date was February 10th, 25. An NOV was posted, and as of February 10th, the graffiti had not been abated. So that's just a little history regarding 602 Mason Street. We also have here that a graffiti notice was posted to the property, and a first class mail was also mailed same day to the property owner to make them aware of the graffiti on the property. And if you can go to the notice of violation that was posted, Niall, to the actual letter, date and time stamped, that was posted on the property. So that's the graffiti notice that was mailed to the property owner. And then there was a notice of violation, which is right there. It shows that it was a date and time stamp of 2/10/2025. Graffiti location was front of building window. And we have photos. This photo is showing that the address is 602 Mason Street. You can see to the left that the notice was posted on the wall to the left. The next photo would actually show the graffiti on the property. You can see there was graffiti on the window and also below the window. Um, yeah, below the window, it looks like it's black graffiti here. So that was the extent of the graffiti for this property. And then we received a hardship hearing request from the property owner. So that's all the information that I have so far.
Okay, thank you. May I have the appellant who would like to speak on this item?
Yes. My name is, you can hear me? I just want to make sure. David Blattis.
I can hear you.
Okay, so I'm the property manager for the owner of the property, Minhall Inc. And not only those pictures that you just showed on the Mason Street side of the building, but there's also an equivalent amount or more on the Sutter Street side of the building, the storefront. The storefront's been vacant ever since the COVID started, and we've had difficulty renting the store all this time. We have a residential manager that lives in the building, and every time we had graffiti in the past, he was able to remove it, wipe it out, with soap and water and cleansers. But starting about, I guess, maybe less than a year ago, maybe 6 months, 8 months ago, we started getting the acid graffiti on the window, on the glass, and we can't remove it. And back up for a minute. Also, we had the help of the Union Square Alliance staff that would also come by periodically to wipe out graffiti when we called them. So we had the residential manager and the Union Square Alliance together working on removing routine graffiti. But this acid situation, we can't get rid of. And the cost of replacing the glass is horrendous. One glass company for both storefronts was almost $10,000. And my feeling, I rent retail stores around the city. That's my business. And my feeling is once the store is rented, the tenant usually is pretty good at taking care of removing graffiti. And when a vandal sees the store occupied, usually they leave it alone and not graffiti it in most cases. So the problem is the expense of removing the acid treatment to the glass. And we don't have the resources really to do that. The apartment house is about almost half empty now. We've lost a lot of tenants. So the revenue is way down for taking care of the property. So I guess that's my case. And that's all I have to say. And pleading for your help in some form.
Okay, thanks for that. I do have some questions. So all the other graffiti that's not on the glass, you're able to remove? And you have been removing?
Yeah, we have, yes. When whatever is removable by normal treatment, between the Union Square Alliance, they've been there and they do the best they can, and also the residential manager.
Okay, and you're not aware of any cleaner that will remove the graffiti on the glass? It sounds like it'll need a full replacement.
No, right, it's acid stained. They put it on and it drips down, and it's impossible to get rid of it. I mean, it's in the glass.
I just want to
I'm
make a
sure.
comment really quick, if I can. Um, if this is acid on the window, we don't post for acid, so we wouldn't ask for acid to be removed. But if it was some sort of, just say, spray paint, marker, pencil, or anything like that on the building, then that's something that we would ask. We do understand that acid is very costly to remove from a window, and that's something that we are not asking any property owner to do. And but just the regular graffiti that can come from a spray paint can, that's what we would be asking.
I understand that.
Okay.
And so again, the Union Square Alliance has a team of people that routinely remove, who are part of the Alliance for Union Square, our property. And they do come when we call them in the past, and they do what they can. They say they can't, and they call, leave messages, sorry, Gladys, we cannot remove the acid. It's beyond us. And also the residential manager cannot remove the acid, but they do. The Union Square Alliance and the manager, when they see graffiti there, and when we call them, they do all the routine kind of graffiti. Just so you know, we've called the police department numerous times. We've asked messages for help in patrolling, but that doesn't help either, really.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
if it's the acid in question, then that is something that we will not, hold the property owner accountable for. But if, like I said, if it's anything else, whether it's a marker or a spray paint can or anything like that, then that's something that the ordinance covers, and that's something that we want to make sure that it is enforced. But we're not asking. If it's acid, we're not asking for that to be removed. So if the graffiti in question does have to do with acid only, then that's not something that we are going to enforce.
Okay, I understand. I appreciate that.
Okay, thanks for the clarification.
Just to let you know,
let's see.
one more point. The owner, when the time comes when the store is rented again, the owners will replace the glass from the acid problem, but they don't want to do it until the store is re-rented again, and we're trying. That's
Okay. Okay, thanks for the information. I have no further questions. If no one has anything further, I will close this item and make my recommendations to the director. Okay.
Nothing further for Public Works.
okay.
Okay, thank you, everyone. I'll close this item and let's move on to the next one. Okay. The next item is citation number 2980034. This is for the 55 Potrero location. Let's see, do we have the appellant for 55 Potrero?
Mr. Guzman,
Yes, ma'am.
can you hear us?
Yes. Okay.
I'm gonna
Can you hear
swear-
me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, could you please raise your right hand?
Can we remove Gladys Realty from this call?
They can stay if they want to. It's a public hearing, so
Oh, my apologies.
if they want to leave, they can. They just did, I believe. Thanks. Okay, Mr. Guzman, do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth to the best of your knowledge?
I do solemnly swear.
Thank you. Go
Um,
ahead. Go ahead, Alicia.
sorry, there's one more person in the call. Sorry to interrupt. Elizabeth Aboltin, she's our property manager on site. She should be online as well.
Okay, let me allow her to speak.
Thank you.
Elizabeth, can you hear us?
Yes,
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony about to give today is the truth to the best of your knowledge?
yes.
Thank you. Alicia, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Alicia Witt. I am representing San Francisco Public Works for property 55 Potrero Avenue, service request 2980034, and the block is 3907, lot 005. This is a hardship hearing for this property. And Niall, if we can go ahead and have the history shown. You can actually start. Let's start with the letter that was posted on the property with the graffiti. The notice. Yep, right there. Okay, so it looks like there was a notice that was posted on the property on February 4th, 2025. And if you go to the next photo, it will show the address of the property for the photos right there. So that's showing the notice that is on 55 Potrero. The next photo shows the graffiti. It looks like it's on the side wall behind the gate here. And the next photo shows this may be, I don't know if this is a service door or some sort of old like window or something where there shows graffiti on the property as well. And then the last photo we have here is a red graffiti tag that is behind the gate. We do also have the notice that was mailed to the property same day, and also the history on this property that we have in our system is that one notice of violation was posted in 2017. 3 notice of violations were posted in 2023. 4 notice of violations posted in 2024, and so far this year we have 1 notice of violation posted for 2025. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Would the appellant like to speak on this as either Jorge or Elizabeth?
Yes, I think I can begin. Like I said, Elizabeth is based actually in San Francisco. She's our on-site manager for the property. So we have been consistently for the past 2 years since the property has been vacant, paying a maintenance or cleaning company to paint over graffiti. We're actually spending almost $10,000 a year, $800 per month, every month to do this as part of our, say, cleaning and upkeep service. Now, this has covered 2 of the images that were shown. I apologize for the noise. There's construction where I'm at. This covers 2 of the images shown. One was the former window tagged white, and the other one was the red tags on the side of the building. The problem was with the first image that was behind a gate, and this is why we requested the hardship hearing. That gate is a Caltrans parking lot that is adjacent to our building. Technically, we don't even really have access to that wall of our building without accessing through Caltrans property. The problem is that property, that parking lot was leased up until recently, and the leasee allowed it to go into disarray. People without housing were occupying it. There has been some incidents of arson and different issues that have been happening in the property that is adjacent to ours, but not really ours. And because of this disarray, is that unfortunately there has been now access to tagging that back wall. In the 2 years that we have been paying for cleaning, that back wall had never been tagged up until recently, the incident with the Caltrans parking lot. Someone knocked over a gate trying to steal a vehicle, and now it's basically, fully accessible, and that's why we've been having these problems. But we cannot prevent it from happening because it's, we can't really touch those gates or that property because it's not really ours. It just happens to be adjacent to our back wall. So this wall is large. The quote is triple what we pay upfront every month to clean, and honestly, it would be just too much to handle for us to have to be paying also on top of the 800, which has already been a big burden, another 3,000 to constantly paint over the back wall. We do have evidence of the paint coverings that are done every month. I'm sure previous violations might have cut us at the time before they came to paint, but I can show the receipts and the pictures of every month if needed. And we're asking for support because honestly, I have been in communication with Caltrans. They are also pretty tight on being able to remediate the situation. Obviously they're looking for someone to lease that is more responsible, and we are looking for someone to either lease or buy the building. It's been listed for over a year now, and we're doing our best to keep up. But this back wall and the Caltrans parking lot situation has just totally blown out of our hands, and it would be too much for us to try to abate that on a regular basis. Elizabeth, please, if we still have time, feel free to compliment with anything I might have missed.
Yeah, no, it's been really hard to keep up with the paint because as soon as we cover all the graffiti, the next day or the following week, it's already tagged. So yeah, we're constantly maintaining the walls to make sure we don't have the building with the graffitis, but we're being a target, and it's been really, really hard. But like Jorge says, the back wall, it's a major wall. It's going to be very expensive to cover that graffiti.
And just to provide some further context, our expenses haven't stopped at painting over. We have had to repair our front gate several times because it's been broken into. They have broken several glasses. We are unfortunately spending a lot of money trying to keep the building safe from becoming maybe a target of unlawful occupancy, and at the same time keeping it with good appearance, because we do want to contribute to the good appearance of the city and of the area, because it's in our best interest, and because we want to uphold our side as citizens and members of the community. But specifically on this graffiti situation being so recurrent, we do request that maybe we can receive some support from the city to keep up with this, especially until the situation with the back parking lot for Caltrans is maybe improved.
Okay, thank you for that. So it sounds like you've reached out to Caltrans. They haven't given a timeline as to when they could repair the fence or gate that was damaged?
Unfortunately, it was destroyed again 2 days after it was repaired. The police was there clearing the property. They got torched vehicles out. They got some people out. They put a patch on the chain link fence. And Elizabeth, please keep me honest. I think it was 2-3 days later, the fence was vandalized again, further
Yes,
torn,
broken.
and they actually broke our gate, the one that was by the red tags. They actually broke one of those posts off as well, trying to re-access that parking lot. I think, unfortunately, now that they have, occupied it, they're constantly trying to get back in. So, yeah, Caltrans repaired it, and it lasted maybe 48 hours.
Okay. Okay, I don't have any further questions. I believe I have all the information I need. Does anyone else have any questions or comments on this item?
Hi, yes, this is Alicia from Public Works. So, from my understanding, you are, and I know I can't talk directly to you, but this is a Caltrans parking lot, and it was leased out, or if does Caltrans still own it? Because if Caltrans still owns it, then they are responsible for maintaining the lot. And when things like this happens, where there is a wall that is facing, just say Caltrans, or even facing another property owner's property, but the only way to gain access is to um, enter the property with the permission of, just say, the property owner. So there's a few suggestions that I do have prior to the decision being made, is that if the wall that's facing the parking lot is not the actual wall, but if the parking lot is Caltrans and the only way to get in there is to enter their property, and you have a main contact for them. First, I don't want you to spend a bunch of money to paint that side of the building with the paint that you are constantly purchasing. Recology of San Francisco, they do have free recycled paint. So that's something that you would be able to get just to cover the graffiti. And I don't know how particular you are about having the covering the graffiti with the same exact matching paint of your building, but if this is something that you really, it's not a big deal to you, I do want to, if I can possibly get an email address, I can send you those resources so you will no longer have to spend any money on this side of the building. And if you have a contact person that you are already in connection with Caltrans, to see if there's a possible way that, just say, every 30 days, um, you are able to connect with this person and gain access to the property by them letting you in, and then abating that, or if you can build some sort of relationship with the Caltrans representative, that and you give permission for when they enter into that lot once a month, that you give them permission to go ahead and you provide them the free recycled paint or whatever the case may be, and give them permission to abate your wall. So there's a few things that I feel that can be done when it comes to the wall because it's facing the lot. But if for any reason there is the unhoused there and you don't feel comfortable, we always want to make sure that you are safe. So we don't want you to enter a property, even if receive permission from Caltrans, that, okay, let me go in here and there's the unhoused and you don't feel safe. So your safety definitely matters to us, and we want to make sure that we do our part here just by helping you and providing resources for you, because I know this can be challenging, especially when it's not a property that you can access due to it belonging to someone else.
Okay, thanks, Alicia, for that. Let's see, are there any additional comments?
Yeah, I mean, I can complement a little bit for the city, just some further information based on the previous observations. The parking lot definitely is Caltrans property. It was leased up until I think this month. They had communicated they would terminate in April due to the disarray that the tenant had allowed. They were also struggling to try to say recover the expenses of the restitution of the conditions of the lot, because, well, you could see on the images there's storage vehicles. It's a complicated situation, obviously, for the city or the state as well, to cover all recover the conditions of the lot. I know neighboring lots have also presented some complaints, but yeah, the property is 100% Caltrans, and the lease, well, now is terminated, so it'll go into vacancy, which presents further challenges. Thanks for the tip that I got indirectly on the paint. Unfortunately, labor is the biggest component, but we could try. I will try to talk to Jim, my contact in Caltrans, to see if there's a way they would be able to take care of the abatement themselves, and we would just authorize them to take the action. But on the last note, I do know that when the parking lot was being cleared, there were some safety concerns of some unhoused population that were armed and denying access to relinquish the vehicles and the spaces they were occupying. So that is definitely also a concern, and I do appreciate that you can understand that. But I will extend that to Caltrans as far as our a good relationship and agreements to try to abate them if that's a possibility of maybe whatever the city agrees with them on the condition of our property. But yes, we are 100% restricted to access that wall without entering their property and without potentially encountering some of the unhoused population.
Okay, and then, once you talk to the representative there, please feel free you can reach out to Niall. I believe you might have his contact information. Reach out to him, let him know, how everything went, and see if, possibly you and the Caltrans representative can come up with some sort of agreement. And, all we're asking is that you remove it one time within 30 days. So I understand that, we say once, the building is graffitied, we want you to go ahead and keep removing it. But because of this particular issue that you're having, we just ask that it's removed once within 30 days. So one time a month, and go from there. And that's just if your property is posted, because a lot of the times people are calling in on the property, from calling in 311, and it triggers for the inspectors to go out to the property within 3 days just to post a notice on the property. So a lot of the times it comes from 311. Someone could be walking past your building and say, hey, this is graffiti here, I don't like it. And that's where a lot of the calls are coming in from, way more than the inspectors being out there and being proactive. So just let Niall know if that's something that you and a representative can come up with an agreement to abate once a month. And if that is something that you can do, then that would be great. If not, just let them know.
Okay, thanks, Alicia. Okay, do we have anyone else who would like to speak on this item? Okay, if there are no other speakers, then I will close this item as well. I don't see any other new speakers, so I will actually close the hearing. Thank you, everyone, for participating, and I will make my decision and give my recommendations to the director, who will issue the final directives. I guess, can Public Works stay on? I just want to chat for a few minutes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
One quick question, Janet. Sorry, before we disconnect. How will we receive the notification on the conclusion from the director?
So you'll receive an email
mhm.
response.
Oh, perfect. Okay,
Yes.
just wanted to confirm. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thank you. Take
You
care.
too.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.